Hey friends, welcome back to Rita Talks. I'm Rita, and on this YouTube channel, I just share some of the thoughts, ideas that I've been thinking about. Today was a great rest day. I spent most of the day either sleeping or like feeding my soul in some sense. And this is like a pattern that's starting to emerge in my life. And I think it's one that I'm starting to embrace, that basically Saturdays are my day off, where basically I just give myself permission to rest and not do anything, and no pressure to do anything at all, but the bare minimum. So like the bare minimum exercise, the bare minimum, like today is usually when I go for groceries, because on Sunday the supermarkets are closed here in France. And so yeah, like today I woke up at like 11 a.m. I was catching up on some sleep from the past nights, and basically just watched some YouTube and some inspiring things. Actually, one thing that I watched today, which was super interesting, uh, was this interview, multi-artist interview by, I think it was the Hollywood Reporter, and basically there were all of these songwriters slash singers that were on this round table, and basically they were all songwriters for songs that were on some movies. And so basically um, there was Dua Lipa, Billie Eilish, Olivia Rodrigo, this guy whose documentary I had watched about a month ago. His documentary's name is American Symphony, if I remember correctly. I think his name is John something. John, I mean, it's at the back of my tongue. I cannot recall his last name, but that gives you an idea of the kind of, like, he has been nominated for 11 Grammys and like crazy stuff. But like just listening to these people and like looking at them interact with each other just made me realize, like, it basically reinforced this belief that or like this realization that every time I meet people that I admire and things like this, that just basically take me back to the same conclusion, that people who are successful are just as human as any of us. And it's amazing to see these interactions, because basically, like, okay, this is a round table of people who are famous just by design of their art, or of their one thing. But basically, I meet people like them, but are not famous, but are excellent at what they do in my day job. The only difference is that, I mean, they're as excellent as these people are at their job. It's just that by nature, their jobs are less visible, just because they're not media jobs. And basically, I can see the parallels between all of these people at the peak of their performance, and it's just so inspiring to see. Okay, like, even for Hollywood people, sometimes conversations can be awkward at times, and people can get embarrassed and be intimidated by other people. There was this songwriter. I don't know if she actually sings, but she's excellent by any measure. If you look at her track record, and I don't remember her name. I think it was Charlotte or something like this. But she was on this interview, and basically the interviewer or the host of the roundtable was listing off all of the artists she had written songs for. Not all of them, basically, like he had left out many, but it was all big names: Lady Gaga, like just crazy, crazy people that this this lady worked with, and she was so like embarrassed from like accomplishments being touted. It's like it's something that I also see in my day-to-day life, where I see people who, like, especially it tends to be girls who shy away from all of, like, they basically don't own up to all of the work that they've done, in the sense that they feel that they should be humble and that they should not, like, they should not, like, they try to hide the credit that they by any means more than deserve. Uh, and that was just like so interesting to see, like, even at that level, for people who are as visible as these people are, they are human, and you can see it in this interview. And I was like, I love that interview because that's like I always come back to this. I love documentaries. I love just documentation of people who are successful, because it just brings this humanity that makes you feel like like these people are amazing, they have amazing work, all of that stuff, but they're still human. They have their flaws, they have their insecurities, they have all of that stuff, and that's basically the same as all of us. And basically realizing how similar we all are is super inspiring, because it just gives you this impression that maybe you can do it too. And I love, like just studying dynamics of how people interact. I just find that so interesting. Uh, I think I was very bad at it growing up. I was not a very good people reader, because I had always had preconceived notions of how things should be, and then these preconceived notions, like, I just assumed that that was how the world worked, but like, the reality did not match up with this idealized version that I had in my head, and I had to learn that the hard way over and over again, throughout my life. And I believe that I've gotten much better at that, and being able to read a room and basically have a more accurate representation of how people are feeling, what they're actually thinking, and all of that stuff. I mean, I'm not like 100% accurate and all of that stuff. I just have, I don't know, a better estimate, in some sense, like a more accurate prediction, in, like, if you want to use mathematical terms, which is in some sense how I see it. Basically, looking at these people just allows me to train my mental model with one more rep, one more epoch, if you want to continue using the machine learning slash mathematical terminology. And I just view, like, I've noticed this about myself, is that now, like, every time I watch anything, whether it's a movie, or a YouTube video, or a documentary about some people, an interview, all of that stuff, I'm just trying to increase the accuracy of my mental model. And I'm constantly adjusting my model based on that, and just basically trying to understand, okay, what is the dynamic here? What does this person truly feel, and what are they actually thinking? And it's just a super interesting exercise, and I've like that means basically that now I have trouble watching movies where it does not line up, basically. And I find myself always analyzing characters and like doing this diff between how it should feel like if it was natural, and how it actually feels like, or how it should feel like if it was right, versus how it actually feels like. And that's something that's been guiding me a lot with my interactions with the people in my life. Like, I can tell whether people like me for the person that I am, or whether they like me for my status, or I can tell even if they like me, right? Like, I can tell if, they just like me, like they just like the idea of me, or whether they like me for me, this person. And it's just so interesting to be able to see these things play out. It's like it's become one of my favorite things, like just studying. I mean, not studying. It's just like out of curiosity. I'm always trying to put myself in other people's shoes and try to understand what they're going through. And like it's allowed me to grow so much. And it's such a humbling experience, because like the reason that it's so humbling for me is because I didn't have this awareness of other people for a really long period of my life. I was me focused, and now I've really made an intentional effort to learn to view things from other people's perspectives and understand the world from their perspective, so that everyone like is, so that I can always find ways to like find the best path for alignment, and understanding, and all of that stuff is just become my new favorite thing. I just find it so energizing and fun to do this. That's why I love watching documentaries and like the documentaries of successful people, because it's just giving me like, okay, this person is like this. This is a trait that, like, I don't know. I'm not able to accurately put it into words as of now, but it just gives me this. It's as if it's like a framework that I've built. Like, okay, is this person actually listening to what I'm saying, or is this person actually listening to what this other person is saying, or are they just basically projecting their own insecurities, prejudices onto me or onto someone else, and it's just an intuition that has taken a long time to train, a long list of heartbreaks and being wrong and being taken advantage of and not feeling respected for who I am, and like long journey of making mistakes, like human mistakes, emotional mistakes, that spending all of this time alone reflecting has allowed me to basically deconstruct, because now I feel like I'm more in touch with the things that I want and the things that I care about. And that means I'm able to navigate the world much better because I have had the space to think about things and figure out what I want for myself. Um, so uh, that means that when I'm out there in the world, I'm like constantly trying to assess, like, is this person does this person actually want what's good for me, or are they just trying to manipulate me to get what they want? Because that has happened to me countless times, and I've been hurt from it like so many times. And the only thing that I've gone like that has it is allowing me to maybe navigate those situations better, hopefully, uh, is to be able to train my intuition and analyze things and try to understand what's going on, and then trust what my gut is telling me, and basically adjust it when I'm wrong. um, I can adjust, like, oh no, actually that feeling meant this, and next time I get the same feeling again, I know that, like, to trust it, and like I know how to interpret it. So it's a constant readjusting, and it was just like amazing to see how these people at the peak of their domain, how they interact and learn from each other. That was just so amazing. Yeah, basically today was like, I think probably this is something that will be better for me. Is just to make Saturdays my day off, where I'm intentionally just taking time to rest and spend time just exploring, watching some YouTube videos, watching some different stuff, going for a walk, listening just to a podcast and all that stuff. And yeah, also another thing that happened today that I absolutely loved is that I listened to this Tim Ferriss episode with Jamie Foxx, and it was just hilarious and amazing. Actually, it's an episode that dates back to 2015, if I remember correctly. But basically, Tim Ferriss has published it as republished it as episode 710, and I'm so glad that he did because I would not have listened to it otherwise. But it's such a freaking good episode, and it also like did the same thing for me as whatever listening slash watching that Hollywood Reporter thing. It was just so inspiring. I love the way that Jamie Foxx put it, and like he had quite a few nuggets uh, to share during this episode that I just thought were so inspiring, especially when it came to like what he called racial misunderstandings, or I don't remember how was it that, or no, I don't remember how he called it. I think that's how. Yeah, I don't remember. But basically, whenever someone would say something about black people that was offensive, he would not be offended by it, or like I love. I mean, it's not that he just had such an empathetic attitude geared towards understanding. And he talked about also this, I like this thing of observation. Observing things is what allowed him to be a good comedian. And I think that's something that really resonated with me because that's mostly what I've been learning to do. Like just observing to understand how people work. And I just found that super cool. I definitely recommend you go listen to it. I mean, for future Rita, you can go re-listen to this episode because I'm sure you're gonna absolutely love it once more, and it will be a good reminder for you to just get some inspiration in case you're in need of any. Uh, so yeah, yeah, I think that's all I want to talk about for today. I'm just gonna get some more sleep. I don't know why I'm so sleepy right now, even though I slept for a big portion of the day. But I think that's just my body asking for some rest, um, and that's completely okay. Anyway, thanks a lot for tuning in. Today you can click here to watch my previous video on this channel, so the one right before this one, or you can click here to watch my latest video on the channel overall. I hope you have a fantastic rest of the day, night, whichever time of day it is, where you are right now. Bye for now, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye bye.